Uh, Luke Williams, Coach Scott of the Black College Sports page. How are you today?
Doing well, Luke. How are you?
I think Dennis misspoke. He said Coach of the Year in the MEAC.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
Was that? Because I thought they picked Trey Oliver. That was that was a bad choice. That was a bad choice in my opinion. But
Luke, I can appreciate you what you're doing right now.
Coach, talk about the journey to get here. What's it taking to get this program, Howard, to the top of the MEAC over the 3 years that you've been there?
It's taken a lot of hard work, but it's been fun. It's been fulfilling. You know, it's when you pick a profession, you know, you get up every day and it's something that you love to do. It's not a job, you know. It's something that I truly feel blessed to have an opportunity to do, and not only feel blessed, you know, to do it, but to do it where I do it. Howard's a special place, and you get a chance to come into contact with some special young people that have big picture views of what it means to be a complete student athlete. Because when you choose Howard, that's what you're choosing, the whole package, right? You got to go to school, you got to perform in the classroom, and with that, you know, we're starting to build a product that understands that, you know, multiple things can be true at the same time. You can go and excel in the classroom and be champions on the field. And we have a football team and a group of young men who are starting to believe that each and every day. And I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of where this program is going to truly take off and go. But it's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of commitment. It's taken consistency. It ain't been easy. But, you know, who wants it easy when you're talking about building greatness? It probably ain't going to be too great. It's not going to be foundationally built the right way unless it's been tough. And we've been through some tough times. And the guys said it. They've learned how to win through that adversity. They know how to use adversity now. They anticipate some adversity and understand that there's no way to it. You know, you got to go through it to get to it. So they've learned how to persevere and endure process. And, you know, it's put us to this moment we're at now.
Wisdom Anderson, iHeartMedia. Being that you're a Florida guy, what have the conversations been like in your household and with your family back home, being that you're playing FAMU? And the second question is, how important is a Celebration Bowl victory to recruiting with the scope of the transfer portal?
Okay, well, where should I start with that? We'll start what you ended with and work back. Obviously, you want to get to the top of what it is that you work hard to get to, right? And for us, and where we play football, in our conference at Howard is the Celebration Bowl, and we're here. So at the end of the day, you're taking a great brand like Howard that's partnered with Jordan, that's playing in the biggest game you can, and the biggest stage you can be on for where we are. Obviously, it'll speak volumes in homes and in living rooms during the recruiting process. So it'll give us, you know, obviously increase the opportunities that we have to attract, you know, student athletes that will excel both in the classroom and on the field at Howard. So all of it, you know, all of it means everything, you know, and we want to be elite at what we do. That's the standard at Howard, is to have high standards of who you are, and not only who you are right now, but the person you're becoming. So at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, and that's what we're going to wrap it and build it around. So, you know, yeah, that's critical, that's important. And I haven't talked much to people back home. Sometimes it's just what that is, back home, that's in the rear view. DC and the job that we have to do at Howard, you better look forward. You better keep your eyes forward, you better stay focused on the goal. So that's what, you know, that's what I've been doing. And when you get to this point, some things can become distractions. And right now we got one goal, so we'll win this game tomorrow.
Coach Vaughn Wilson, HBCU Game Day. Howard has an amazing history of alumni. You know, you could, just standing right next to you tomorrow could be anybody from, you know, I mean, obviously the Vice President of the United States has expressed her intentions of being here, but you have a, you know, great alumni base here in Atlanta. How do you keep the team, as well as you as coaches, stay focused on the game with those kind of distractions basically just swirling around everywhere?
First of all, you have to embrace that part. All right. When I got here, I wanted to build our identity around embracing who we are. That's why the first initial S in STDMT is smart. You're around some of the brightest minds day in and day out at Howard. Those things aren't distractions. That's a part of your scope now. That's a part of who you are in the circles that you are networking. Embrace that part of who you are. Again, multiple things can be true at the same time. You can have that environment. You can be, that can be who you are, but you also can be a champion. And matter of fact, that's the standard for us to be elite and be great at everything we do, especially when you commit yourself to it. So that's just the nature of being at Howard. It's not a distraction. Embrace that part of it. But understand that comes too with a high standard of excellence. Because when you talk about standing next to those people are excellent. They've been brilliant at what they do. They've been the best at what they do and who they are. So you have that standard to uphold. Embrace that part. And know that in the end, you know, I tell these young people, man, you're sitting in classrooms with some of the brightest minds that are your age day in and day out. Your network of friends are going to be amazing. So embrace the moment, stay in the moment, be where your feet are. You're a Howard man. I don't talk about NIL and all of that good stuff because at the end of the day, as a graduate of Howard University, you're a walking NIL the rest of your life.
Next question.
Hey, Coach, Lawrence Goss with ESPN's Landscape. You earlier talked about it in a recruiting scheme of things, but what would winning this game tomorrow mean for the program as a whole and you as a coach as well?
It'll just continue to set the standard higher and higher. And that's what we want to do. We're not here to just be here, right? We're here because we want to be the best. And once you establish that standard now, that's going to be something we're continuously hunting year in and year out. And the expectation that that's going to turn around again with next year's team, January 18th, when we're back on campus and school's back in and we're going back to work. So what that does is just lay the blueprint of what the standard and expectation is going to be year in and year out for the Howard University football program.
Next question.
Hey, Coach. Rick Garney here from 11 Alive, or the NBC station here in town. Just wanted to follow up on what you referenced earlier with the vice president being here. Obviously, Howard is used to having famous names, like you mentioned, but do you get a sense from your players that that's something that maybe impresses them, that they're excited that she's coming to the game, or maybe any other famous alumni would be?
If they don't, I would worry about them not being, you know, human beings. I think at the end of the day, too, again, embrace that part. Embrace all of those things. Too much is given, much is required. And as you continue to extend in life, there are going to be things and people and environments and things you should walk confidently in. And understand that those things you're going to be in that mix. And some things are going to attach themselves to you and you're going to be attached to things. But again, when you're a Howard man, it's synonymous with excellence. And you're going to always be in environments and working networks and be in spaces and places like that.
Hey, Coach, this is Simone Stanley from HBCU Game Day. I was going to ask, what's the message to the team going into the game tomorrow?
Finish it.
You want me to go? Coach, I asked Luke Williams again from Black College Sports Page. I asked the players about if there was one game this year that defined the season, and I think they talked about a couple of different games. Is there any particular, it's kind of a two-part question, is there any particular game that stands out to you that you think your team started to play the way you wanted them to play? And second is, what's the biggest challenge you think that's going to be facing a Florida A&M team?
Okay, Luke, because of how my mind works, I'm going to work backwards. All right. I think the biggest thing we have to do tomorrow is play how we're built, play the way we've been built. And the biggest thing we got to do is go handle the environment, block out all the noise, and play the way that we're capable of playing. Right? Just like we're in Green Stadium and nobody's in the stands, and it's 37 degrees and the wind's blowing and it's cold, and you're able to block that out and go to work. Just block it all out. Block it all out, and in the end, enjoy the moment too. There's people, I've said this a few times, there's people that have played football at a high level for a really long time. NFL, all the way through, and haven't had a chance to play for a championship. So these moments come, very seldom for most. It's happened a heck of a lot less, than more for guys that have played football for a long time. So stand in this moment, be where your feet are, enjoy every minute of it, have fun. At the end of the day, you've been doing this since you were 6, 7 years old. You're prepared, you've been built the right way. Let it all loose and just go have fun and enjoy the moment. Now I've forgotten the first part of the question. Oh, honestly, as a coach, especially for me, each game takes on its own life in itself. And we've been talking about there's levels to everything in life. And there's levels to learning how to win. And sometimes I know there was a reference to our Norfolk State game being an ugly win. I don't know what that is. I don't know what an ugly win is. It's a win. It's just, I don't get that reference. But and you just have to find a way. Sometimes. I used the analogy last night, both hands on the rope and strain, because sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. You have to deal with the ebb and flows, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and you have to just strain and keep straining and stay focused on what the goal is. So each one of those games, I think we learned something. We leveled up or leveled down, took something from it, each one of them that prepared us for this moment. You got highs like Northwestern, where, a special teams blunder probably was the difference in the game, and we lose the game 23-20. You go to Harvard, and we absolutely just get smacked, right? And that's just what it is. We had to take that loss and understand what that was and grow from that. We're a traveling roadshow too. We travel an awful lot. It's very seldom that we play at home or in DC. So we're tried and true. We've been through it all. We've seen it all. I don't think anything's going to surprise us and shock us. But Luke, to answer that question, every one of them, I think in some shape, some form or fashion. At least for me, I had to pick out the moment. Make it a teachable moment so that we can grow and put ourselves in a position where we are now.
Next question.
Hey, Coach, Bill Roden from ESPN Anscape. Just more of a general question. I'm wondering what it's been like for you operating the last 2 years where the whole HBCU experience has kind of been from the outside about Deion Sanders and Jackson and that whole thing. And I'm wondering what it's been like for you operating in that space where that has kind of dominated everything, and now we're kind of past that, and it's just about football, it's about Howard, it's about FAMU, it's not about one individual. I'm wondering, just from the outside, how have you processed that, and what's that been like?
My focus has always been Howard. I guess the narrative could have been driven from wherever you wanted to receive it from. Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders, and what he was doing at Jackson State and what he's doing at Colorado is what Deion Sanders is doing. I've been focused on what Larry Scott is doing at Howard University and what we have to do and what we're here to accomplish. I never got too caught up in any of that stuff. I was way too busy. My sleeves were rolled up digging in at Howard University.
So how special is this moment then for you, for Howard, but in general, the HBCU space to be here in this championship, kind of beyond that moment?
Yeah, it means an awful lot. You set goals, right? You have, we talk about it in our program a little bit. It's called DGA, Dreams, Goals, and Aspirations. Share what your dreams are, share what your goals are, and then all come together and let's all go get it. So to have a goal, which is the major goal for us and why we play football at Howard, is to be at the Celebration Bowl. And to see our hard work and the commitment that these young men have had, the way they persevered, the things that they've gone through, and they learn how to use it as motivation to be where they are is what it's all about, right? But again, like I said, it also sets a standard for when you want to come to Howard University and you want to play football at Howard University. The absolute goal is your best day in and day out, and we expect to be here year in and year out.
Luke Williams again, Coach. The MEAC has a 6-1 advantage over the SWAC in these games. And some have talked about you have a month to prepare as opposed to the SWAC having a couple of weeks. I said these games have been one-score games except for, I think, A&T blew out Alcorn and South Carolina State stunned Jackson State. Do you think the 4 weeks has helped you? And do you think from what you've seen, is that a factor in terms of how the game will play out?
4 weeks is 4 weeks. I've also been on the other side of 4 weeks being too much time away. And you get rusty, and you don't come out and play like you're capable of playing. So that can work, I mean, in an adverse way too, as well. But we look to, serve our young men holistically, right? So it was important for us to give them some time away during the holiday time, Thanksgiving, and spend time with family. And the academic rigors at Howard are real. I mean, we have young men sometimes in and out of class, in and out of meetings, in and out of practice, not at practice, show up early, have to meet early because they have exams later on. It's a day by day process. And so to give them a mental break to just focus academically, it was 8 or 9 days we didn't do anything related to football. We just let them be student athletes, enjoy family, take care of school, get caught up with school, do the things they needed to do there, and then we kind of slowly walked back into getting ready to play and prepare. So, and then the way we prepare is consistent. We didn't do anything different, add anything to make sure we're more ready for this game than what we usually do. We do what we do, and we do it better. We have a routine. Obviously, we established that the routine works, so we're going to stick to it and just detail it up and do it better. So it was a combination of how to get here in the process, but I don't think any extra time allowed us to prepare any more than the 2 weeks that FAMU's had to prepare for us.
Last question.
Coach, what were you impressed by from the last 2 wins from the season and the way that the team closed out, and what do you want the team to build on and apply to the game Saturday?
I think KG said it earlier. We knew that the road to the Celebration Bowl went through D.C., so you're going to have to come take it from us. And just to see our young men walk in that and understand that that's not a pressurized situation. That's just the reality of the situation. And if you look at how those 2 games, played out, very different, right? Very different from each other. And that just speaks to the levels of us learning how to win when we need to win. I mean, you think about, 50-20 the week before, and everybody says, well, they're going to have the North Carolina Central hangover. I knew we were playing a good Morgan State team, especially defensively, a really good Morgan State football team. And to take the ball in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left and say we're going home with it, it's pretty impressive. That was an 8-minute drive, and we held the ball till there was no time left on the clock. The old saying, we took our ball and went home, yeah, that's exactly what we did. So to win on 2 different extremes, right, speaks to where you are with your football program and with your team and the degrees of what they've learned how to do, and that's to win in all situations. So hopefully those things manifest itself again here tomorrow.
Once again, we want to thank Howard head coach Larry Scott. Congratulations once again for the MEAC championship and how well you guys have represented your school and the MEAC this weekend.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right.